Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. In today's conversation, I sit down with a friend of mine, Maki Kogure, and we speak about her starting her new business and how she wants to benefit the community and how she has helped me personally with her energy work. And we dive into a lot of different things as how negative energy can really limit you in all things that you're doing and how to really improve some of the ways you can manifest what you want in your life. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Okay, and now we're up. Hi, Mackie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't seen you for a while. It's been at least 6 months because of COVID.
So true. So true. But you
Uh,
look good though.
yeah, I've been working out a lot. I've been keeping healthy. I've been using a lot of things I've learned in the last a few years to handle the COVID situation. Just
Mm.
keeping my stress levels low and being able to see the the light out of all the craziness going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're doing great. I'm so glad that how you are right now.
I was going to ask
So,
you. So I see a lot of new things happening in your world right now. There's a new
mhm.
clinic that you got going on now. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we finally opened up my own clinic with my two other friends, two other RMTs, and we've been working to make this started, open, and renovate everything ourselves. Everything we did it ourselves, and it's just so different. Like I've been working from home for decades, and this is like a first time in over 15 years that I'm actually working at the clinic, and it's just different feelings. It gives me a different perspective and more sense of accomplishment. And I love this clinic. It's been amazing. People are very positive about our clinic and people are excited about our new future. And I'm so excited about my new future. So yeah, this is a very different space. And this is to give us a opportunity to get more connected to our community. And what I'm very excited about this space is so that I can have more people at one time and have this my session to be more beneficial, not one at a time, but I can have 10 people at a time, 15 people at a time to have the same conversation that I've been trying to create in this world. So yeah, this gives me a different space for me to work with, and I get to have more group sessions. So yeah, I'm very excited.
So how did you guys find that particular office, and what made you guys decide to pull the trigger in moving
Well,
from?
with the COVID and everything. Yeah, people tells us that this is a crazy things. Some like it's like yes and no reaction from everyone. Some of them will go, wow, that's amazing. This is absolutely opportunity. You got this, you can do this. And some will go, why did you do that? Is COVID still happening? You might have to shut down and this is a stupid time to start. But the thing is, it always gonna be something. It always gonna have some reason that we shouldn't, we shouldn't. So we wanted to do something that makes us excited, and this is something that we've been excited about. Me and my friends, particularly, we've been talking about starting a clinic, and this has been a great opportunity that we've been talking about it for a long time. And this few months ago, we're like, you know what? Just fuck it. Let's just go for it. And we start at that point, up to that point, we're trying to find a place just ourselves, and it was just not going anywhere. And at that point, a few months ago, we're like, okay, why don't we just hire a realtor? And so they can help us and ins and outs. They know that, so we don't know that, so we can hire them and we can get a help from them. That really pushed us move faster, so much faster. And Alia, one of our co-owners, found this unit and asked the realtor, but they said, oh, they're not giving us anything. And I end up not having that realtor because he was not working for us. And I end up finding different realtor that Alia is actually friend with. And she got this place right away. As soon as we said it, in the same week, we got an appointment. And that day we decided that this is the unit we want. as soon as we walk in, we knew exactly this is it. We wanted it. And so we were like set from the get-go.
So are you
So
guys
this
still,
what we want.
is the clinic still in Vancouver or is it in Burnaby?
It's really cusp of a Vancouver and a Burnaby. We're just on the boundary in Hastings. So it's really, yes, it's in a Burnaby, but it still have a Vancouver feels to it.
Is
It's
that
a
by
very good.
the soccer field?
Yeah. Just in the next block, 2 blocks away from the soccer field. So yeah, it's really great location. And this building is such a community feels to it. Everyone knows each other. Everyone's so friendly with each other, talking to each other, and they're so excited for us to be in a part of this community. It's been amazing. People around here are so nice.
I definitely
I
got.
love it.
I'm gonna come check it out.
Oh,
The next few weeks,
you should.
definitely.
You will love this unit and you love this space. It's really like healing energy. And it's like I have a window and see the view out and we can see the sunset. It's amazing. Sunset goes straight into our unit. All of us gets the sunset and it's just so bright, so nice. And yeah, I love this place. You will love it.
I'm super happy for you. It's a huge accomplishment for you guys, and especially when you guys put it into the universe, right? And it came true. So you
Mhm.
postulated that.
Yeah.
Super
Well, this
exciting.
creation is all based on manifestation. We'll keep manifesting what we want. We talk about, okay, the next step is I want this. Okay, let's manifest it. And boom, somebody will come in with that skills or with what we are looking for and taking care of it. It's been like that for one after another. And this renovation, usually renovation takes a lot more time than what you plan for, or the permit takes longer, or the worker you hire, it doesn't come on time or whatnot. We didn't really have any problem because we had that mentality of we can do this and this is going to be smooth and this is going to be awesome. So we went through this process with minimum stress and everything was just smoothly works out for us. What we need was just handed to us. It was amazing. It's been amazing.
So which services do you guys offer at that clinic now? Like you can tell all the audience what you guys offer.
We are RMTs, 2 RMTs, and I'm an energy healer, energy reader. I just do a little bit different things than they do. I do more reading energies and guiding them, finding their truths, finding what they're not seeing that can be beneficial for them to see about themselves. So I do a little bit different than the others does. But we're trying to create healing space. So we're in the future, we're planning on having like acupuncturists coming in for once a month or once a few weeks or something like that. Or we're also having, we have like a workshop space, like big open space where we can have some workshop. So we're talking to breath worker, talking to yoga teacher, talking to personal trainer, talking to the people who runs like group session of like a book club or any discussion team or whatever it is. So this is a space for community to utilize to create the better community or connection to the any community that wants to be part of us. And this is a building the community. So this place is to connect it to people, supporting them at the same time they support us. So that's kind of what this place is for us.
Yeah, and you guys always had good energy. Even when I first met you and Alia, it's totally by chance. And if you remember, I got in a car accident. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was in 2017 in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was hit by like from behind by a taxi, and then I had to go to get some uh, like massages and things for my back and my neck. And
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of when I met Ali for the first time. And the only reason I met her is because I just picked the closest place to my house to just so I didn't have to drive. So I walked there, and it was I think she was the second person I used. And
Mm-hmm.
then she kept on mentioning that she had a good friend that was doing energy healing at the time, and I think at that particular moment I was just so not interested because I was just so focused on work and had all that type of things on my mind, completely career focused, completely absorbed in work and whatnot. But then when I reached the point where it was got like a little too hectic, then I definitely became more open to it. And then
Mm-hmm.
ever since then, I've probably seen you at least 10 times. No, probably more than that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. More than
after I seen you for the first few times, I came at least once a month,
yeah.
pretty much until COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Until the COVID hits. So true.
So I wanted to ask you, like, if you were to explain how you got started in terms of energy healing, what does that really mean? And for people that aren't really familiar with that type of healing, how does it benefit oneself, and how does it, how do you come about it?
Well, the my soul's path is to heal people, however that looks like. It's a spiritual journey that I have in my soul level, which everyone has. It's just a matter of us willing to see that or not. And my thing was, I'm always drawn to helping others and healing others. And I was used to be a massage therapist for 12 years, maybe longer. And within that massage therapist, I mean, shiatsu therapist actually. While I'm doing that, I just started to read people. I just started to tell people what's wrong with them when I look at them, rather than them asking me about it. And that's how I started to recognize that there's more connection in the body to the mental than what we think. And it's starting to realize that the back issue is not the physical issue, it's your fear of money, lack of funding. Your knee issue is a knee issue, is ego issue, not willing to bend, you're stuck. And those are the things that are starting to trigger in that session. I tell them this is what's happening, this is why it's happening, and then it's starting to realize that there's a big connection to it, and starting to realize that I'm naturally putting my hands on the people longer rather than massaging, and it's starting to also realize that every time I put my hands on someone and stay there, it makes it softer. The muscle gets softer just by doing that, and then get into the energy work. And one point I had a chance to meet psychic, and they tells me about what I am supposed to do, what my passes are, and it made sense to me why I do what I do. Everything that she said, it made sense to me. And from that point, I've been told that I'm a crystal healer, and which I had no idea what it is when I've been told about it. I just knew that I'm always drawn to the crystals and drawn to how it look like, how it feel, but I never knew how to use it. But since I've been told that, I started to play around it, and I started to realize my connection to it. And since I started using the crystal, I had a lot of injuries. I have a lot of injury around my life, like people, my family, my friends, my dogs. Anytime they have a issue, I will use a crystal to heal them. And they actually get so much out of it. So first while I didn't believe what I can do, but then the result keep telling me that no, you should really spread this out because this can be beneficial for everyone if everyone can understand the connection of energy. So I start spreading that out. I start doing that for any of my clients who's interested. And energy work, what it does is to create opening, create more flow in your space, in your body. When there's any negativity, whether your thoughts patterns negative or your action is negative, whatever it is, it's caused the negativity in your space, in your body, and that negativity will cause the blockage in your flow. It creates the problem in some parts of your body. Whether you are not willing to feel what you are feeling, then your blockage will come to your heart. If you're not able to say what you want to say, your throats might be closed. If you're not willing to see what's been showing, then your eyesight, your third eye might be closed. So when that happens, you're not as powerful as you could be because you're not able to use any of those because of those blockage. So what I do is to take that blockage out with the energy healing, whether I do Reiki or I do a crystal healing, one of them to take out the blockage so that they can have more flow in your life. And when there's a flowing, your able to speak more naturally, able to see things naturally, able to feel things naturally. So that's my job, is to help them see the blockage and help them release in the blockage, whether it's emotional, energetical, or physical. So that's what I do. So
And
that's what the energy work is.
I've been seeing you like since 2000 something, at least 2018, and
Mm-hmm.
all the different things you just described, I experienced it firsthand, and I can tell you it definitely makes a huge difference, getting the energy flowing, and just being able to let that like really help you be, and really say what you want to say, because you're not limited by certain blockages. And even holding on to a negative emotions, I've been able to really let it flow out, instead of having like a really bad like roadblock, and just letting it pile up and add on and really cause like physical ailments.
Mm-hmm.
See, after seeing you and after experiencing other things, it really became more real to me,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I went on my ayahuasca journey, and I was confronted with just seeing all these different emotions, all these different feelings that had been suppressed, I didn't really know about, and that were really affecting me on a subconscious level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then really seeing the light, because I think we did around like 4 or 5 sessions before I did the ayahuasca,
Yeah.
and that in itself was a very taxing experience, but a very beneficial experience. Uh, just really getting in touch with yourself, but also getting in touch with the other people around you in a different method that it's hard to explain through just reality. So
Mm-hmm.
meaning, I think what I got from it at least was being able to be more connected with their energy, with other people in your life, being able to empathize more with them, being able to understand from a different point of view
Mm-hmm.
who that person is, even if it's your parents or your siblings or a close friend. Just
Mm-hmm.
being able to disconnect you, and and disconnect all your biases from that person, and
Mm-hmm.
just think from a different point of view. And it's been really some
Mm-hmm.
powerful stuff, and I've definitely recommended you to a lot of my friends.
Yeah, I got a lot of your friends coming to see me, and I really appreciate that. And that's my, like, that's why I do what I do, because I get to see you guys making difference in your life. People come in with a very crowded mindset and a very restricted mindset, or very lost in their actual life versus what they think the life should be. And the problem is, people has a lot of judgment on themselves that stop them from being who they are. And what I do for you, what I did for you, is always to remind you who you are, always to show you who you are, help you to see what you're not seeing that is benefit, what you're not seeing that is good side of you, how you can treat you that are more beneficial, how you can word it that are more beneficial. And just by doing that, your space opens up. And what my job is to help people recognize their own power, and by reading them and guiding them for what they're not seeing, and just by seeing them recognizing, oh my god, I am that, and a spark goes in their eyes, it really excites me every time I get through people and get them recognize that, hey, you're way better than you think you are, look at the truth of it and be happy, and they comes back as being happy, and that really excites me in my life. And that's why I was excited about this talk as well for you, with you, because part of it is because you know what I do, and you experienced that, you made a huge difference in your life and yourself, your feelings, and I know that I've seen that, and I'm excited about you, and also I get to share with you, and I get to share with people outside of my comfort zone. And this is something that I've been lately talking more about. I'm going to do YouTube channel. I'm going to talk more. I'm going to share myself more. At the same time, I fucking didn't want to do it. So I'm like, I don't want to do it. So I'm going to do it. And you called. You messaged me and say, hey, you want to do an interview? I was like, okay. Didn't want it. So I'm going to do it. So I'm doing it and I'm excited. So yeah, I love what I can do and I love what I get to see every day. That's the main reason I do what I do.
So I always think about like chance encounters and how much of an impact they can have on your life if you let them. If you let them.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything in life is beneficial for you if you're willing to see what's in that conversation, what's in that process. Why did I get triggered? How can I get over this trigger and then make it as a benefit space for me? What can I learn from it? Willingness is the key for everyone. If you're willing to learn, willing to be, willing to let go, if you're willing, you can do anything. Willingness is the number one thing if you want to be successful in life. And if you want to feel happy, love is the number one thing.
As I get
Love and
older
accept.
and older, a lot of the cliches in life are getting more and more real.
Yeah, yeah.
Love solves all, and all these different like cliches that people always say. And I think it's a part of that is because we have so many different images of what success is or what
Yeah.
being great looks like in the eyes of other
Mm-hmm.
people. And
Yeah.
as you go through life and as you filter through different things and you find that a lot of things you don't want to do that you thought were important become less important
Mm-hmm.
to you, you're
Mm-hmm.
able to let go of a lot of suppressed emotions, and you're able to, I would say, just from my personal experience, give people a fair shake.
Mm-hmm. It gives you more real space when you're willing to see yourself as who you are, not judging yourself, not making yourself wrong, and making you do things the way you think you should do. Instead, allowing yourself to do what you want to do, you were starting to open up to the truth, what the truth is, what the truth of life. What the truth of life is nothing to do with the material. Material never makes us happy. Having a lot of stuff does not make us happy. Have nothing, but having love for yourself will make you happy. And that's the truth of a life. And like you said, as we get older, we go through the different space. You buy place, buy stuff, and recognize, oh my God, I'm so excited. And a month later, you're not that excited. And then you realize, okay, I'm going to buy new things, so I'm going to get excited. Or if I get married, I'll be excited. If I have a kid, I'll be excited. And you go through all of that and you're still depressed. And then you get to realize, okay, the stuff doesn't make me happy. What is it that makes me happy? And then realize, wow, simple things. Gratitude about ourselves, gratitude about who we are, who we aren't, what we are, what we aren't, and accepting the fact that we are who we are. We're not supposed to be someone else. We're supposed to be us. Everyone is supposed to have their own path that are unique for attached to that every single individuals. And yet we have a context. We have a concept of a living. That life should be this way, life should be that way. When you're at this age, you should be doing this, you should be not doing that. And that really creates that restriction in life. It does not have a freedom to find your truth. It only have a restriction of finding what you should have. And starting to have a life that you think you should have. And you completely go a different direction than what you're supposed to. Because what we think what we should have is based on what we think in this lifetime. This lifetime, our brain will tell you, I'm 44 years old. So I have my brain that tells me the 44 years of experience in this life. And I can run my life based on the 44 years of experience, or I can trust my heart and knowing that my soul's been here way more than the 44 years and my soul knows way more than what I think I know. I much rather trust that and discover what I know. And when I start doing that, I see a lot more things that I never seen before. And I'm starting to recognize the wisdom that I have within, which everyone has. Everyone has more wisdom than they give themselves credit for. They just don't listen to what they say. They just listen to what others says. Even though you might be saying the same thing, when the other says the same thing, you feel like, oh wow, that was a great thing, even though you just said it 5 minutes ago. That's how people don't give ourselves credit and don't learn from us. So once I started to recognize that, no, I'm actually better than what I thought I am, and then starting to give myself credit, starting to look at myself differently, appreciating myself the way my friend appreciate me. And yes, there is a time that I make a mistakes, and I'm not afraid to make a mistakes because I'm not a bad person. Making a mistake, it doesn't mean shit about who I am. It's just the action that might didn't work. So learning that and then changing that, it really gives me a more different perspective, makes me stronger, makes me wiser, make me have more experience in life. So I welcome the mistakes, hard shelf, because it gives me more wisdom, thickness to my life.
Why do you think that we're so hard on ourselves a lot of the time?
Well, we've been taught that the life in this earth, we are starting from judgment. Anything we have, anything we do, we have a judgment. Even the school is based on a judgment. If you do well, you get A. If you don't do well, you get F. And you might get credit if you get A. You don't get credit if you get F. But the thing is, everyone tries. Effort always there. Doesn't matter a little bit of effort or a lot of effort. But we don't appreciate when it's not good. We only appreciate if things are going well. And that's what we've been taught by the society, our family, our friends. That we're always keen on judging rather than appreciating, accepting, and complimenting. Compliments to ourselves is non-existent in the world, and yet we want a compliment. So because we don't get compliment and we want compliment, we search for it, we digs it, we do better things in the life so that we get compliments, so we at least feels like we're somewhat okay, because we don't know how to appreciate ourselves as is, because we never learned that. And that's what I see in my work. Everyone I see, every day I see different people, and everyone is going through the same restriction. Their life is shitty because they're in it. And at the same time, their life can be amazing because they're in it. It's just a matter of a perspective. Who they think they are is making them feel shitty, but who they really are can make them feel happy. That's the simple difference that everyone has, and yet we're never taught to look at what's good about us. We're only taught to look at what's wrong with us and criticize us, so that would help you to get better. Very different concept we've been taught in this society.
So what's one way for people just to start breaking out of that?
Start listening to your own conversation with yourself. If you listen to your comment that you make about everything in life, check that comment and recognize how negative that conversation is, especially it comes about yourself. Some people are going opposite. Some people are so good and so like, oh, I'm better than anyone, or I'm so good, or you're not. Some people will go, judgment goes out, all about they're not good, I'm great. Some people goes, they're great, I'm not. So one way or the other, judgment exists in everyone's space. So the first thing is to recognize your comment. What do you say to you? What do you say to the world? What do you say internally? Not so much what you say to the world, because we tend to cover it up for what we actually feel, what we actually think, and we say nice things for the world, but we say mean things internally. So what we want to pay attention is what your internal conversations are. What do you say to you? When you look at yourself, what do you feel? That's the starting point. And to recognize that if you look at yourself and you don't feel good, don't get yourself confused. It's not because you're not a good person. You're just not good to you. It's the image that we feel based on. Image is, if my face is keep telling me I'm a shitty person, I'm not good looking, I'm a bad person, I'm stupid, I'm whatever it is, when I look at my face, that's what I would be reminded. Because I keep telling myself that, and my face has an image now. But because I've been saying nice thing to me and always appreciating, respecting me, when I see my face nowadays, I feel great. I feel warm. I feel happy. And it really just a matter of what do you say to you? What kind of image are you creating around your face? Is your voice carry the negative things about you? Is your voice carry the positive things about you? Depends on that, you're gonna feel differently. So the first thing I would say is to recognize what's your conversation with yourself. How do you talk to you? Is there a differential between how you talk to you and how you talk to your friend? That's what I would say. Look at it.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I made a post the other day on my Facebook group asking people if they experience when they look good, they feel good,
Mm-hmm.
they do good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and even recently as well, I've been feeling that way as well. Just when looking in the mirror, putting on like a new shirt or something, and just feeling great. And just after that, having that momentum carry throughout the whole day,
Mm-hmm.
feeling good
Well,
and doing
one
good.
one thing that I would change that in that concept though, I would start with feeling good
Mm. So
because
feeling
it
good,
looking
looking good,
good,
doing good. Yeah.
feeling good, you're looking good, you do good.
Okay.
Everything comes from how you feel underneath, and the feeling is based on your thoughts. How do you think of you? What do you think of it? Everything about what you think. The people starts the conversation based on thinking. Even when you ask them, how do you feel? I think I feel this. We
Right.
think. But that thinking is used for negativity right now.
Mm.
But the thing can be used for positivity. You can think positively if you train them, but if you don't train them, you will naturally speak in negativity, because you train to talk negative, train to judge, train to criticize. So if you're not allowing yourself to train yourself to be positive talking to yourself, you will naturally be negative to yourself. So that's the first thing that I help people to recognize the differential, and recognize that what they can say that are more positive, what they can say to make you happy instead of make you feel shitty. Because the bottom line is we always trying to help others to make them feel better, and yet we don't do the same for us.
Like I
So
want to ask you this. Can you explain all the different chakras for people that are not really familiar with like energy and kind of how it runs through the body?
mhm. uh, excuse me. The chakra that we talk about is seven chakra. The mainly seven chakra is the core of our life, core of who we are, what we can accept, what we can let go, what we can take it in, what we can feel, what we can say, what we can see, what we can think. So every chakra has a different space that they work with. So if any of them are closed, that area would have a hard time to express it or feel it, receive it, release it. It's going to be hard. So some people, a lot of people has the base chakra to be closed. Base chakra and the second above that, those chakra, sacral chakra and base chakra, they both are for your core of existence, basically. How you can be benefiting yourself, how you can deserve everything, how you can receive everything, how you can accept yourself. That's the core of it. So when they don't have that, you could easily have um, confidence, lack of confidence, lack of deserving, understanding, lack of understanding for yourself, will most likely have no confidence of pushing out there. Most likely the people that will think that I'm not good enough. So because of those chakras are closed, you won't be able to receive things or release things. So you won't get to be feeling powerful in the sense of I deserve everything, I can go for everything. Is not the space you can have when they are already closed. And they close because we've been keep saying, oh no, you can't have this, oh no, you can't do that, no, you don't deserve this, you're not good enough for that. Because of that, it closed. Same thing happened in the heart, same thing happened in every single chakra, the seventh chakra. We said don't say this, don't say that, will stop them from opening up the throat. No, I'm not feeling that. I'm not hurt. I'm fine. What makes the heart chakra to be closed? And that's how we close up. No, I can't let go. No, they're wrong. They're so wrong. I'm going to hold on to this. That grudge, holding the grudge will keep that the solar plexus to be closed. So it's really every single one has a different things that they're connected to. They're the channel.
Got it.
Channel of the voice, channel of the heart, channel of the releasing, channel of the deserving, channel of the sexual deserving and acceptance, and seeing things and understanding things. They are all the channels. So when they are closed, you will simply have a harder time to deal with that, whatever it is, the channels are closed. So I help people to see what they are not seeing. And it's funny, every time I do a chakra opening for anyone, when they're done, they're almost like kind of like a drunk or high or something little bit different space. You know, when you get a cleansing, same thing. I will put you in a little space that between sleeping to awake, between a space. You guys go there, and when the chakra is all open, you kind of stay in a state of, wow, what's happening? Because that point, you were first time in long time that you get to experience nothing.
That's very true. That's very true. Like I was thinking of how I would explain it. It's like almost a very exhausting feeling, because all these blockages are getting cleansed, but you know, I'm not really moving or anything, but I feel really exhausted
Yeah,
after
because
every
you
time.
take everything out. So it's pretty much you got to exercise or you got a full body massage. You're just getting rid of everything energetically, and it gets you through that. The pain, sometimes pain will become more harder when I'm working with the people who has an injury or any kind of a illness, and I work with that, the pain will come so much harder, and the next thing you know, it releases it. And sometimes pain will go somewhere totally different space. I'll be working on the arm, and you might feel the pain on the ankle, pain on my back of the leg, kind of things, and then disappears. So they take out energy work is take out all the negativity. So you're pretty much getting an exercise. That's why every time we do energy work, people get so out of it. When they're done, they're so out of it. Some people will say it as, I just got hit by bus. That's what they feel like.
It could definitely feel like that. And one thing that I definitely have experienced afterwards is when these energies are feeling like being released, like obviously, you know, you still go through life and you still have like emotions, but what I found in my own experience, they don't stick. Right? Like maybe you'll feel like you have a moment of negativity or you get in an argument with somebody, but it doesn't stick. You
Yeah,
know, you can just, hey,
that's
call that person and say, hey, you know what, I was just in you know, I just got carried away, or you know, I was just really passionate at that moment, but you know, I'm not. It's gone. You know, I apologize or whatever it is, and you don't hold on to these things for very long afterwards.
absolutely. Because the truth is, we all gonna have a negative feeling here and there, and we're gonna have a negative thoughts here and there. That's not wrong. That's not anything wrong with it or bad about it. It's just a matter of how long do you want to keep it around. That's the difference. And when the chakra is open, when the energy blockage is not there, you have nothing to hold on to it. Your body has nothing to hold on to it, so that those negativity doesn't get attached to it. So that negativity can pass through it. But the problem is we have so much negativity, which means that I'm not good enough. I need to be this way, that way. I'm not lovable, so I need to be this way, that way. That is a negativity that we hold, or something is wrong in the world, or those people did me wrong. Any of those things are negativity that we have in our body. And more negativity we have, more stickier you become. And so the negative concept or negative situation around, you will get stick to it because you already have a negativity. So it's like a magnet. It will get so much more. And so when you have a pain, you can release it when there's so much pain already. But when there's nothing here and you already cleanse yourself, you're centered and grounded, all the chakras open, you can have a pain, but then it disappears. It doesn't stay. It goes through it. And Also, because you're willing to see what's happening, any physical situations are happen for reasons. Any physical situations are connected to your thoughts. What you think of a life is, what you think you are, what you think the situation is, something that connected to your pain. So if you're willing to see that both sides, you will release it right away. I can have a busted ankle. I play soccer and I busted ankle so many times, but I can have a purple big fat leg in one day, and the next week I'll be playing soccer because I can release that pain of it. Usually I'm something that I'm not willing to move forward. So willing to see it, willing to move forward, it allows me to heal myself much quicker. And healing ourselves is not anything new for a human. We all can do this. We all have a healing energy that enough to heal yourself. But the problem in that, we can use that healing energy when you don't even deserve your healing for yourself. That's the problem. So people can't heal themselves because people aren't good to them. So if they are good to them and they appreciate them, they allow them to heal, they can heal. And that's what the energy, like a chakra opening, can allow us to be centered and grounded and tuned to the truth of who we are. That's when you can have everything that you actually have. We have so much more capability and ability within us than we know. So chakra opening, it really helps us to center us and allow us to find who we really are.
One of the biggest concepts that most people overlook is just what you think about really becomes reality.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Manifestation. We always manifest everything, but we don't think we're manifesting it, so we throw the word around like nothing. Oh, I hope this doesn't happen to me. It will happen to you. You just said that. You just put it out there. Why did you even mention? Instead of saying, I hope this doesn't, look at what do you want to happen and talk about that so you can cause that. Because we're the manifester of life. Everything we want, everything we want to have, we can have them. But problem in that is we are how fast manifesting, so we end up not manifesting at all because we think one thing and we don't follow through with it, and we end up manifesting somewhat or not at all because we don't believe what we are willing to manifest. We will say, oh, I want this, but it's not going to happen. So it's not going to happen because you say so. It's that simple. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
So,
no worries.
yeah, that's how simply we don't utilize our manifestation power. We end up manifesting something completely different. And we get to blame about, see, manifesting doesn't work. But the truth is, you just don't know how to manifest.
So,
Because we can manifest.
so for a lot of people that don't believe in this and they think it's just kind of like, a bunch of like nonsense or whatever, like what would you say to them, like these people that are unhappy or not where they want to be, and they may have tried to manifest but it hasn't gone their way? What would you suggest to them in terms of how to better manifest what they want?
The first thing is to be good to you. Like, universe is absolutely matching up with what we are for ourselves. Manifesting can work if you're willing to manifest for you. In other words, if you're willing to be there for you, willing to support you, willing to love you, willing to give you everything, willing to be the best self for yourself, that's when you have the most manifesting power. That's when you're going to see the quicker manifestation. However, even when you aren't in that space, you are manifesting it. So it's just a matter of, do you believe what you're saying? Do you know what you want? Are you clear about what you want? And do you believe it you can have? So the people who doesn't end up manifesting is the people that don't believe it. So I usually tell those people to choose what's best for you. And if that's not your choice, that's okay. My conversation is not for everyone, but it's for someone who's willing to make a difference. So it's just a matter of, if you want to make a difference, you can. If you don't want to make a difference, you won't. So the people who doesn't know how to manifest is the people who doesn't know how to be good to them, how to create the life that better for them. So it is their choice. So I usually invite them to look at it and see if you want to benefit something for yourself, if you want to make a difference for your life. And if you are, then do. That's the simple way I will always let people choose. And none of the choices are wrong. None of the choices are right. It's just a choice. And that choice has significant difference. Depends on your choice. That's all there is to it. Nothing is right. Nothing is wrong. It's just a different choice. So if they choose to not believe it, great. Don't get anything, and you don't have to believe it. But if you want to get something out of it, start believing it and see what comes out. It's really your choice that matter in life. So I don't convince anyone to see what I see. I don't convince anyone to not see what I see. I allow people to be however fuck they want to be, just like I would be.
Got it. So, Maki, tell me a little bit about your background. So you're from Japan, but you don't have a very Japanese last name.
Well, I do have. Kogure is a very Japanese name. It's
Okay.
yeah, but
It just doesn't look Japanese because usually like Japanese, it kind of usually ends with like,
yeah,
sounds more like, uh, it just has a different like look. Because
yeah.
when I look at your name, your last name, I thought it looked kind of German.
Oh, really? Huh. Interesting.
Just to
Yeah,
me, just to me.
hmm. It's a typical Japanese name. I mean, my first name is a very typical Japanese name. Everyone calls me Sushi, so it's easy to remember for everyone, even though it's nothing to do with sushi. But Maki is very much easy to remember.
What part of Japan did you grow up?
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Very much suburb of Tokyo though. It's not a city of Tokyo.
Yeah.
I'm not a city person. City doesn't do well with me. I'm a country human.
Well,
I'm
what's the
okay.
population there still? Is it still pretty big?
Um, it's kind of like Vancouver in a sense. Yes, it's still a lot of people, but it's not like a packed like in New York or anything.
Yeah.
Because New York and Tokyo are very, very similar, very busy. There's no space where you don't see people. But some area like my area, you will have a space where you don't see people. So I like that space better.
Is it
And
like when I went to Japan and Tokyo, you can be out any hour and there'll still be people out. It
yeah,
definitely doesn't shut off ever.
absolutely. Absolutely. Never and never close. Some of the part of Tokyo is 24 hours every single day. Always shiny, always bright, always open. Everything is open. So it's different. They never sleep. That area never sleep. And I don't believe it. I don't belong in that kind of place. I
So
belong in a nature where I can just sit and do nothing.
so when did you come to Vancouver and what made you choose Vancouver?
Well, I came here to meet up with my girlfriend at that time with no language, no English, nothing. I had no friend besides her,
Yeah.
and thinking that, oh, it's okay, she's gonna take care of me. And the first day I came here, I got dumped. And that day
Oh
off,
boy.
it was amazing. I have no language. I never left my country, and this is the first time I get on the airplane to come meet her.
Yeah.
Even though I told her, hey, tell me if you don't want me to come, please tell me. I don't want to go. And she's like, no, I want to come. So I did. And the first day I got dumped. And
Wow.
I was so devastated. But really, that puts me in a space of, fuck, what am I going to do? Now I really got to take care of myself. I have to count on me to talk to these people. I have to count on me to take me somewhere, which really woke me up that, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to talk to these people who doesn't speak my language. I want to be able to communicate those people. So that really puts a fire in my ass. And I went back. It was when I was 21, the first time I came, and I got dumped. And I went back and I said, fuck it. I'm going to come back here by myself next time. And I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to learn language and I'm going to get to know people. So I did. A year later, I saved so much money and I came back and I told my mom that I'm going to go for 2 weeks and stay at the ESL a teacher's space.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, okay. So I came and I finished the 2 weeks and I had no English back then still. And I'm like ABC level, but I somehow managed to negotiate to stay there for the longer. So I end up staying in her place for 3 months, and then I end up finding a Japanese friend and move into her place for another 8 months. And I end up staying here for a year and a half. My mom was pissed. My mom did not believe what I just did. It's like, you were never gonna leave this country ever. You lied to me. I was like, yeah, I get it. And I did the same thing. I went back again because I ran out of the visa and I can't stay here with the visitor visa. I extended twice already, so I had to go home. So I went home, saved more money. Again, I came back and told her this time, okay, I'm just gonna go 2 months. That's it, 2 months. I'll be back. No, it's not. I stayed here for another year and a half. She's like, that's it. I'm not trusting you. But then I did that like 5 times, and she's like, I'm done. I'm not gonna stop you. It's not gonna go anywhere anyway. So she
So
stopped bothering me.
so why Vancouver? What made you come back all these times?
Um, the reason why I came back second time onwards is because I saw this Georgia Strait. It was just exciting things for me
Yeah.
because Georgia Strait, the Georgia Strait has a um, classified
Yeah.
the this guy looking for this guy or this girl's looking for this girl kind of thing.
Yeah.
And lesbian in Japan does not exist in that time
Got it.
frame when I was younger. And girls seeking girls, never the question, never happened. No one can talk about those things. So it's impossible for me to see any of the ad that women seek for women. And
Got it.
there is the ad saying women seeking for women. My heart went so crazy because it's the first time I seen those things. And then there were little posts about this women's teams looking for softball player, women's softball player. And I'm like, oh my God, my heart went so crazy. So I grabbed that piece, hid it in my jacket, didn't want people to know that I'm a lesbian, even though nobody fucking cared in this country. I did. So I hid it, went home, looked at it, called them, had no idea what they were saying, but I just talk. And I said, whatever I said, I have no idea what I said either. And the only thing I know is they were not getting the people yet because it was between the season.
Mm-hmm.
They will call me back and later on time. I had no idea what they said. I only knew that she's going to call me back sometime. I have no idea when that is. So time goes by. A few months later, I went back home and I came back to extend my visa. Came back. A few days later, I got a call from this person and saying, so there's going to be practices happening. I had no idea what that means of that. So I was asking my girlfriend at the time. She's very, very smart with, vocabulary and stuff. So I was asking, what is that? Sounds like plastic that connected to softball. What would that be? It sounds like a plastic. What is that? And she goes, oh, is that practice? Yeah. What's that? And it's like, practice means practice. And then she explained in Japanese. I was like, oh, okay, that's what's happening. And that's what's happening in this place. Because I asked them, what is the place? They were saying Britannia, we're going to have a practice at Britannia. I have no idea what the fuck she's talking about. I was like, can you spell that for me? And it said B-R-I, everything. And I was like, I write it down. And I said, this is a place that we're going to have a practice. And that made sense. And I went. And the first day I met bunch of people who's all Canadian. No one speaks Japanese. I'm like so lost in that space, but people are so nice and took care of me. Met the really good crowd of people, and I didn't even have a glove with me, but my friend, I made a friend at that day, and she gave me her newer glove to let me use it for a whole season, and she took care of me. I even tell people about this story even nowadays, that she taught me how to speak English, but the problem is she taught me with the 10 sentence. She gave me a paper with the 10 sentence, including fuck word in it. And I said, where the fuck are you? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? Everything had a fuck in it. And then she said after that paper and said, if you can use this fuck word naturally, you're Canadian. So I did. I learned and I started using it. And so now I blame her for it.
Oh
And
man.
so, yeah, that's how I learned and, yeah, became Canadian by learning language by talking to people. I had to learn because I had to know where it is, the practices game is, and it was very helpful because I've been playing softball in a higher division for quite some times. So I was good softball player that they are more keen on making sure that I'm at the game. That really helped me because they always pick me up, drop me off, telling me that this is what's happening. You just have to be here for this time, and I only have to understand what time and here. So it was very simple, and it really helped. And they always judge me for how I say R and L, and I'm like keep saying Lobson. And my friend's like, what do you mean Lobson? Is that Robson or Lobson? I'm like, what's the difference? I don't hear any difference. But that's how I was, and that's where I started. And I make fun of me for like how I am today. Like I teach people how to speak that are more benefit, ironica, because it's not my language. And yet I teach people how to speak that are more benefit to them. So it's funny how that turned out, how my life turned around and become where I'm at and who I am. It's been very fun, crazy journey.
I mean, I think Canada is such a home to a lot of people because of the community and the multicultural appeal here, and just the way people are. Canadians,
Absolutely.
I guess, are still the nicest people.
Absolutely. I felt very welcomed in a crowd of people, and they were like, I realized that Canadian, like in Canada, it's more that who you are, how you are to the community that matters, not where you come from or what you have. Who we are that matters in this world, and I like that. Because Japan, who we are is not matters. What do you do? How much money you have? What do you do for life? Who do you have a connection? That matters in Japan, and that is not what I stand for. I stand for who we are, and be a good person, then should be respected. That's why I stand. So when I met those people in here, meeting like a bunch of different people too, not just my softball team, but I met new soccer team, and I met a bunch of random people on the street and stuff, but they all just accept me for who I am and who I am not. Not because I'm a Canadian, it's because who I am. And that was the deciding factor that I wanted to be here, because I felt very welcomed.
So now everything has gone full circle with you opening up this clinic and being able to offer that community to the people around this area, and offering your services that can benefit the people of this area. So it's quite an amazing story there. Everything always comes full circle.
I came here with nothing. I came here with nothing, and I gained everything. Now I have everything.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think it goes back to what we talked about earlier about what you think about really comes to reality. And
manifestation.
And that's the key.
I really manifested this. Absolutely.
Now, Maki, like if people want to connect with you, what's the best way to connect with you?
Well, we have a website now that they can online booking. Okay. So people can online booking now, which I never allowed before because I like to feel people's energy before I said yes to. So this is a very new surface, but I'm going to try it out to let people just book me online and see where it goes. But if they have any question, they can always email me on my the Zen Active email account. Okay. So I can answer through that if they have any question, whether if my session can help them or if these kind of situation can be helped by my session or whatever it is. People has a question, they can email me. That'd be a easiest solution.
Yeah, I'll put that in the description in this video. And that'd be it. Like within the next few weeks, I'd definitely like to come to you guys' new location, see it, and congratulate you in person. And I appreciate you coming on today, with even if we had all those technical difficulties earlier. And I appreciate the time, Maki.
Yeah, thank you so much for the talk. This has been fun experience. I appreciate this.
You're very welcome. And I'll see you very soon, okay?
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye, Maki. All right, guys, thank you again for watching. And like always, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join the Facebook group. There's a lot of action going on week by week, so get in on the fun, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.